If your determination is fixed, I do not counsel you to despair. Few things are impossible to diligence and skill. Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance. Samuel Johnson. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that is all we ask. And again, thank you so much for all of your support. We hope that you're getting a great deal out of all the information we bring each and every day. Let's talk about where the markets are today. We see stocks and Bitcoin are up. We see bonds and gold are down. Where are we on our trade execution summary grid? Well, we see probabilities on continued upward movement on the S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, gold, and Bitcoin. We are continuing to be bearish on TLT. That's 20-year U.S. government bonds. And of course, the inverse fund for that one is Tango Bravo Foxtrot. That is TBF. That is how we encourage you to practice trade in the inverse direction. And of course, it goes up when bonds go down. And again, we've been talking about this sideways slide that we have seen on bonds, and we'll talk about that when we get to them. But we always start with what? The S&P 500. Let's jump in there, up 0.95%. And of course, we told you on our last program, that was on Friday, for this Monday, we were at 70% bullish upward movement. And of course, what did we get? We had an 80% backtest accuracy. Of course, today's trade execution summary grid is available for all of our Patreon members. You become a Patreon member, you'll get that the day that we put it out. It's actually already been emailed out and uploaded at the Patreon page for all of our Patreon supporters. But on Friday, we told you we're 70% bullish. And of course, that rang true today, up just about 1%. Now, as we talk about where things are, where they were last week, 605.06, this week, 604.45. So we've not hit the high of last week. We can see where things popped up. Then they were down on Friday, popped up on Monday. But again, moving in the right direction. We are still bullish. Of course, if you want the entry and exit point, the expected move amount, all of that's on our trade execution summary grid. And again, we'll put today's out tomorrow, just that 1 day delay. And again, we are still bullish. We can see that we had decent volume in the morning, a little bit lower in the afternoon. First day of the latest 2-day candles, about halfway to average volume, above average volume last time with that doji, showing a lot of indecision. But again, for today's movement turning around, and again, we're getting closer, slowly but surely, to that prior high. I guess that was 610.78. We're at 602. And again, we've got some more movement to go in this move according to our trade execution summary grid. Let's look at where we are on the NASDAQ 100. It was up even more. We were 70% bullish on it on Friday, 8% backtest accuracy. And of course, that rang through beautifully today, 1.39%. Again, you can see the high last week, 536.78. This week, 535.37. So we've not pushed back up, but we got very close last week to hitting that prior high at 538.28. And again, we are about, $4 away from that right now. So we'll see. Well, that last full 2-day candle with above average volume was a doji, a red doji. Then things turned around as we started this week off. We can see that Friday move down and then that Monday move up above the 2-day trend line on the half day, sitting on it on the 2-day, and again, moving up on it on the weekly. So again, we are bullish on our trade execution summary grid today, and our entry and exit points are available there. Patreon members, check that out. You've already received a copy. Now, where are we on 20-year U.S. government bonds? We spoke about that at the beginning of the show. We were bullish on Friday at bearish on Friday at 85% down move. I told you that I felt like we could be bullish. We didn't quite get our average volume with that green spinning top after two prior dojis. And this week, again, starting off down. So our numbers from our calculations, again, appear to be ringing more true than what my feelings were. And again, I'm always happy to share with you everything. We do have a pullback. Our numbers, our calculations are still showing us that we are bearish. We've still got room to move. On Friday, we were 85% bearish, 83% back test accuracy. We remain bearish. And again, we can see the 2-day chart with a little below average volume. We'll see if we get up to it because there's one more day to go. 2 days of down movement on that half-day chart. Red spinning top. So again, moving in the right direction after the 2-day, trying to claw its way up, but getting stunted about, every 2 to 4 days. So again, we'll see we're above that week, the prior trend line that was breached a couple of weeks ago. And we'll see if indeed things continue to sort of back off. As we look at our evaluation of it, we again see weakness in the slow movement up and its ability to find any kind of ground. So we'll keep our eye. We are still bearish on 20-year U.S. government bonds, and we'll look as the week moves along to see if they continue to roll over. Now, gold pulling back. We were bullish, not a lot on gold on Friday, 65% with a 67% backtest accuracy. That's a little better than a coin toss, but gold had been trying to move up and doing so last week. As far as the prior high goes, we talked about that, 317.63 last week, 317.60. We talked about how gold was trying to hit that high again, came very, very close to it. As we start this week off, 314.87 is the high. So backed off from that, we can see where things were down on Monday after pushing that up on Friday. And again, you can expect when you're hitting right up near almost just a few cents away from that prior high to there be maybe being a little profit taking. Where are we on gold? Well, we were 60% bullish, 65% bullish, as I said, 67% backtest accuracy. And again, we remain bullish and not super bullish, but we do remain bullish on gold. And it is showing a green candle, even though we did have a decent pullback. I mean, 1.5% for gold is a pretty decent pullback. Might be related to just some profit taking in gold. We see a little green candle here on the 2-day, about halfway up toward average volume. So we'll keep our eye on gold, and hopefully it will keep moving up. And what about HODL? It was up for the day, 3.29%. We told you last week we were at 60% bullishness, 60% backtest accuracy. We are still bullish in today's current trade execution summary grid. And of course, Bitcoin paid decent dividends for that after 2.5 days of down movement, but it landed right there on that weekly trend line and has bounced off of it on the half day. Same on the 2-day. And again, we'll see if Bitcoin continues to catch fire and move up. Just the first day of this weekly chart, of course, and it's got some room to move. And again, everything's looking okay as far as volume goes. So again, we continue to be bullish. And like I said, Patreon members, you've got that trade execution summary grid for today published for you at the Patreon site. We also emailed it to you. For any reason, Patreon members, you don't see those daily emails, you don't get them, always check the Patreon page because we publish everything there for you. My friends, thanks so much for being with us. We so appreciate it. Hope that you are following. If you are not a subscriber at chartingwealth.com, you don't get the daily trainings that we put out each and every day. And we have another special one for you today. So please go there, check it out. And of course, we appreciate all your Patreon support. the things you support tend to stay around. So thanks so much, and we wish you the best. God bless from the whole team at Charting Wealth.